Okay, one more try here at this little dump. See what I can find, and we'll get to it. So let's do it now. Well, I got my first bottle showing here, and I don't know what it is, but it looks broken, and it doesn't look good. It is just a some kind of beer. There's your standard see, here's the layer that there's bottles and junk in. It's right there. Another Vicks. We're going to come across some more stuff here, so I'm just showing you what we have. This is water, which is common, and but this is the layer where the stuff starts showing up. So let me go through it and find something for you to look at. Okay. It's been a while since I showed you anything, because I'm really having a hard time getting down to the use layer, but let's see what I've found here. It's melted, but I could tell you it was a citric of magnesia. It looks pretty melted too. I mean, there's stuff in here. If I can find it in one piece, that's always the same story. Look at this stuff. It's all melted. And I don't know why. Yeah, they dumped a lot here. Okay, that little citrus was it. Keep going. Well, I wasn't even digging. This thing just fell out. What is it? Oh, it's a Chamberlain's cough medicine. See that? Chamberlain's. That's not bad. Prescription top. So, got a Chamberlain's without even looking. Okay, keep going. Well, I have not recorded anything because I haven't found anything. Believe it or not, look at all this scrap metal. I mean, what is this? This is what I found. It's a curl set, and guess what? Another Mifflin. It'll be another one of those Mifflin days, I think. I mean, I have, as you can see, this is a big use layer. See that? But in this, there is nothing but large sections of scrap metal. And I'm talking long sections of it. There's a Coke. It's busted anyway. Alright? Damn. They're all over, but they're all broken. So, until I find something that I think is worthwhile showing you, I'm not going to video any of this, because this is really just a pain in my butt digging it. If something doesn't show up soon, I'm just going to take off, go somewhere else. I don't know. But I got all this all the way up 6 foot or so to go, so there might be something in there that I might salvage. Just to keep you on the update, there you go. Mifflin Day, I guess. Now, I don't know why, but I'm running into a lot of shoe polish bottles. And this is them. And I got some over here. This is a ketchup bottle, of course. That's a broken bottle. This, again, is a shoe polish. And we got another shoe polish. These are not even aces or anything. They're just, look at this. Shoe polish of some kind. Now, you can see what I'm doing here. I don't know what that is. Oh, it looks like a soda. Slowly get it out. And by Jove, it is. And is it in good shape? It looks like it is okay. What kind is it? Coca-Cola Bottling Works. Let me look through the glass here and see. Nope, it's good. So my first bottle here is a soda water bottle, and it's I don't know what the bottom says. Let's see. What does the bottom say here? Ridgeland Coca-Cola Company. And so my first Coke, well, semi-Coke anyway. But that's a good sign. I was getting pretty discouraged, but I'm working on it. So this one side wants to come down. See the trickling? When it starts to trickle, get these out of here. I mean, here you go. Keep going here for a minute. Yahoo! Yahoo! And there's a Coke. Coke came down. And that looks good. It's a Ridgeland. It's a little chipped from that bottle coming down on it, that ink. But what is this? Oh, it has a big crack on it. I won't stop surprised. Let me dig this all out. I mean, this has potential here. And we'll see what else is involved here. This, I don't know what this is. Cool little bottle, though. If you see what I mean. So, let me get this all out of here. And we'll keep going. Well, I'm not skunked. At least I got a soda out of here so far. Let me keep going. And we will talk to you later. You see what I've been pulling out? These little flasks. These no names. I've got a few other things coming out here. So let me dig this. This is a pretty good layer. There's a bottle right here. See that? Oh, it's one of those short neck stubby 1940s beers. But it's over here. There we got some stuff. I don't know what, but another one of those. Those are common, of course. You see them all the time. That's a biggie. This, rub with the best. I was wondering when they'd show up. That's a good one. This is a liniment bottle that's very common around here, but it's Merle's. I like these bottles though because they just have a great shape and there's not much color to them, but they have a good embossing. So I really enjoy digging those. So you found, so that wasn't a total loss here. There's a big layer of you don't know what. That is I don't know, nothing. I'm trying to keep my camera focused here, but there's another one of those. Whatever they are, there's a lot. There's that. Common. I'm going to have another pretty big fall here. So let me throw my Merles up here. And this dump is sort of boring in a sense where everything I like to dig is broken, and everything, see that still has the stuff in it. whatever it was, an Noxzema, cream. We shuffle through this stuff real quick. Mostly pieces of brick. Sometimes I find a lot of little bottles here, a lot of little ones. And, okay, let's go over on this side, see what there is. There is, what is this? It's a broken soda. That's pretty much the story. They were either really mistreated or, you know, I don't know what the story is, but I dig in dumps where sodas are pretty common, and I never had much problem getting them out in one piece. In this dump, look at that big. There's nothing. There's just plain pieces of, you know, here's Cokes. There's hundreds of Cokes in this place, but I have not, out of all the Cokes that come out of here, less than half of them are palatable, you know. These jars, I could build a house with them. You can see there's whatever it came in them. It was either White House vinegar, you know, something like that. But this is the only layer that I've found with bottles that are semi one piece. Other than that, I can't tell you. There's a Coke. See it? You see that Coke? Now, is that Coke going to be in one piece? I don't know. It might be. It looks like it could be. It is. Is it cracked or broken or something like that? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's a local, and of course I think it's a 1923, so there we have it. My second, but the other Coke has a small splash crack in it. That one doesn't. So I think I lucked out here. I mean, they're in here. That's the main thing. Here's another soda right here. I know that's a soda just because I can see it. And it's another one of those Coca-Cola bottling. I got a big cave-in coming in here. Let's watch this come down. It's going to be a good one. 10, 9, 8, 7. Wahoo! As you can see, you got to watch your back all the time. It is not an easy dig, folks. Let me just put it to you in a sense that we can understand. So, what's this? I don't know what that is. That's an aspirin bottle, green one. St. Joseph's. That's St. Joseph's aspirin. That's not bad. Look at this. See, what makes these things cave in is all the heavy material that's in it. Like when I dig this out, you know, this is a stone. A lot of stone in here. But there's a lot of stuff probably in this. Beside, you gotta make sure that. Well, let me dig this out, and if I find something in it, I'll definitely let you know, because there's a lot of digging to go on here. So let me shut you off for a second. I'll be right back. This is going to be my last dig for the day. This just fell down. It's a little juice bottle. There's a lot of other stuff coming in this whole area. You could see I'm digging into the hole I had a couple of years back, and it's on the other side of this wall, but this just came down. And there's a few other things. I'm going to pull that out. We know what that one in is. It's a herring, another green bottle. I'm interested to see what this is. And if you can see, I've got bottles in here. They're in bad shape, of course, but some of them are in good shape. Got to be careful because it looks like it wants to come down on me. Yeah, there's a lot of overhang here, which I got to be careful with. But this is an area here that I dug into. Short neck beer. A big bottle. What's I gonna say about that? That's broken. There's something over here. Easy. That's broken. All this here is broken. I don't know what this is. We're gonna knock it down. Oh, it's one of those prime things. I don't know. And there's a big bottle right here, big jar. This area of the dump is pretty prolific with stuff. When I was on the other side here, I came with a lot of stuff. It's just that it's, pretty sketchy. Just because that's a jar. Well, that's about it. I'm gonna sign off here because I'm at the end of the dump here, and I'm not looking at anything really important. So there's another jar, nothing to write home about. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to sign off, and whatever comes up, comes up. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. What's this? Broken glass. So I will talk to you all later, and I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go and look for greener pastures. So while we may be in another totally different part of the country or state. So there you go, signing off. Here we are again, doing a roundup video of about 3 days digging in 30s dump in South Carolina. I've been to this dump many times, and it's a good example of the time period. Now, amazingly enough, it was a very small town that I'm digging in. I think there was less than 1,000 people living there in the early 1930s. So it's amazing that anything like this does come out. But there's a bit of a variety. Some of it is a little boring for me to dig because I find it over and over again. And the other problem is most things are in real bad shape. It was used for everything, this landfill. So car parts and industrial waste and whatever you want to name was probably thrown in there. Carcasses of animals, probably. I don't find a lot of bones, but I'm sure stuff like that was deposited there. So let's start off with some of the things I found, and we're going to start off with some rejecting bottles that I sort of not really happy with, but I kept just because the example they show. This Royal Crown is a 1940s. Now the dump does run from the probably early 30s to the late 1940s, and then from then on, who knows. I have not really explored every inch of this place, so I don't know how far back or how early this stuff goes and how late it does, but I know that for a fact that this poor pyro here is a 1940s. It has a 1936, what's it say here? I think it's copyright 19, where am I looking at here? 1936 copyright date, so that's when this pyro was designed. It's in bad shape, as you can see. It's from Savannah, Georgia, and it was a knee-high company at the time. It was knee-high, was still in business, sort of. Knee-high finally, it was a Cherry-Cola, then it was knee-high, and then it became Royal Crown. So there you have it. That's not such a fun bottle. This is another example of a early 7-Up. This date here looks like it's 19 I don't know, 33, 34, 34 probably. I can't even tell. I can't tell. Yeah, 34. So bad again, bad pyro. This is Columbia, South Carolina. That part lasted pretty well. Another one that came out in the same time is this Canada Dry. It was bottled by a local bottler, and like I had mentioned when I dug it, these usually have a carnival glass sort of finish, but this one has been beat up and burned so much I don't think any of that pyro has. It was a pyro cover. It wasn't really in the glass. So that one was another unhappy little fellow. I also found these two juice glass, juice containers. Milk top, with the cardboard lid. Nothing in them. Nothing on them, I should say. And I would say these are probably 1943 or thereabouts. Probably chocolate milk or orange juice came in them, and I got that one and this one exactly the same, so no great shakes there. Now let's get to some more interesting bottles. Now this one here is a baby feeder, and it is a Fire King. And this is interesting because Fire King was associated with dinnerware, but they used this for baby feeders because they had to be sterilized, put into hot water, like canning jars. So they used the process in the 40s to produce these little baby feeders. And this is pretty collectible. It's got a couple of rough spots to it, but baby feeders aren't that common, so I collect them. I pick them up when I can. This is probably early 1940s Fire King, and it says heat proof, so it ensures people that it can take the heat. Let's see, let me look at another bottle that came up out of there. The Ace shoe polish. Now I find a lot of shoe polish and mostly aren't marked, but the Aces are cool because they've got that cool logo in the front, and they're nothing else. They've got that going for them. Other than that, they don't have anything. They're probably pretty much as common as our famous milk of magnesia. I also found this corked Raleigh's, which I only took because of its size. Somebody might like it because of that. Now, getting to bottles with a little bit more provenance, here is an F.W. Fitch company. Now, this bottle comes out of Boone, Iowa, or Des Moines, Iowa, but it started, Fitch started in Boone, Iowa, and he was a chemist or a pharmacist. He had dandruff problems apparently, and he had to find something that would cure his dandruff. So, like all early pharmacists back in the around 1906, I think, he started his pharmacist exploration, and he came across formula. Now, the Fitches I find are the older ones are smaller, rounder, and they have the same sort of logo, but it's on an angle and it sits in front of the bottle. And they are not really that. They're pretty common. This one is from the 1940s. Fitch went out of business in '49. From what I gather, his family just died off, and that was the end of the company. But it goes back all the way to 1906, and it's a fun bottle. This is a barbershop bottle, obviously sat in a barbershop, and they sprinkled it on your head when you had dandruff, apparently. I also found, yikes, I also found a Chamberlain's. This is a cough medicine, and it goes back to all the way back to the 1880s and 90s. This is an old company, and this is a 1930s edition of it. The other bottle I just fell here is a 1940s complimentary Bonjour. Now, the town I'm digging in didn't have a lot of money, with about 700 people and maybe 2 or 3 industries, primarily, wood related or cotton, depending on who was doing what at the time. People didn't have a lot of money, and it only makes sense that they ended up with this bottle because of its complimentary. They gave it away. Cool little Bonjour bottle. Usually they're a different shape than this, so it was interesting to find that. I have Vitalis from the 40s. This bottle is a hair bottle again, and I also have a small that's a 30s version. This is a 40s version, a little put in your pocket Vitalis. It was a hair bottle. Now, let's go over here. This Parker's. Now, Parker's Ink is a big pen company, and they made ink, but Parker was famous for developing the Inkwell pen. He developed a pen that actually kept ink in it, and you could just fill it up in a reservoir. And he was the developer of that and became a very rich man because of that. And this bottle, Parker's goes back to the 1890s. So you'll find 1890s bottles probably put out by Parker, but he really didn't concentrate on ink as much as he did on pens. This was part of a program that he had in the 30s where he put out many different colors of ink. So this had probably a blue, a red, any myriad of colors they developed back in the 20s and 30s. So Parker is a big company, and you'll find these pretty common. This is a juice bottle. It's I think it's a we'll call it a laxative. They drank this stuff because it's prune juice and sunrise or something like that. I don't remember the name right off the bat. And the last 3 bottles that are here are herring out of Florida, actually, and this had a pyro, and it goes back to the 1930s. But you know, I see advertisements for this bottle without any pyro glaze. It's Dr. Herring's, actually. To be honest with you, that's the pyro glaze is very elaborate. If you find one with one on this, I don't even see a trace of a pyro on this. Although there might be. Usually, it shows a ghost image. Even when they come off, you can still see a ghost image. This is a good example of seeing a ghost image of the 7-Up. The pyro might be gone, but you can still see where it once adhered to. I don't know if this one does that. It probably does. A lot of times they do. They show a ghost image. This one doesn't show anything. It just shows. Good thing it has embossed, or I wouldn't keep it at all. It's a 1934. Yeah, 1934. So pyros are in business here. I just don't know if this one had one or not. I've seen advertisements with the bottle with no pyro on it, but this is a 1934, as it would mention. We've dug these several times. Merrill's alcohol rubbed with the best. This bottle has a long history. Well, the company does anyway. It goes way back, apparently the 1840s or 50s. This guy, I forget what they call it, John Merrill, somebody like, I forget his first name. Apparently first registered pharmaceutical corporation west of the Alleghenies. That's what I read. And they did a lot of, they were a chemical company, really. And for pharmaceuticals. And this bottle comes out of the 1920s and 30s, and it was a bottle that was started out in Cincinnati, this company. So it's a cool bottle. I always like these. Last but not least, I found a local Coca-Cola. Now, why am I intrigued with these little towns? Well, especially towns that had less than 1,000 people. It was a county seat, but still in all, Coke took a chance in opening a bottler there. And this is a pretty pristine bottle. Now it's a 1923, but in actual fact, this bottle was Lauren glass, and if you can see it, it is a 1934. So that's when this bottle was produced. It was a batch from 1934. So it's still old. It's 87 years old, something like that. It's just on the edge of what I would collect. Anything 1970, 1960, 1950, that's not my thing. But I will keep things from the 30s, especially Coca-Cola's from small, insignificant towns, and this is a good example of that. So there you have it, my 3-day sojourn in the dump. Oh, I mentioned in one of my digs that it's the dump of small bottles, and it is truly that, because I find hundreds of these little tiny bottles, hundreds of them. This is a real old one. How it lasted, I don't know. This is an Owens, so it's before 1929, or just about around there. Mostly these are little perfume bottles, 10-cent perfumes. Some of them are in bad shape, but just to give you an example, this is a little creamer. This is not a perfume, but in a little plate. But this is what I find. I find hundreds of these little bottles over there. I don't keep them because I don't really have any use for these little no-name perfume bottles. These examples I kept because they have a lid, original lid, and they're not in such bad condition. This one is just surprising. It's so old. Somebody must have kept something in it to keep it that old to the 30s. This goes back to the 1890s, it looks like to me. See, look, the example different. This is definitely a 1920s or 30s. What went in there, I do not know. This is probably had a murine or eye wash or something. But yeah, it's the dump of little bottles. This Coco Chanel, I don't know. It says something like Coco something cross, Co-cross. It was one of the same. So there you have it. I may go back and see what I'm going to find there. I might be bored with the place, and there's several other dumps that I've scoped out that in South Carolina and in Georgia that I want to check out. I haven't been there yet, but I checked them out on a map, and they look promising. So until then, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.